One of the crazy things we did was we stole a milk crate with the little pints of milk, and we went up on the roof and we started throwing them down. There was a
Ooh.
couple of fire ones.
That's some irresponsible nonsense, Gil. What in tarnations?
Why would you do that?
We used to throw a lot of things back then. I don't know. We thought it would be fun.
I'm here with Gil, Lishy, John, and AI Snippins, and today we're talking playing with fire with friends who love to give each other the business. My brother and I watched this World War II black and white movie or something. The planes were catching on fire, so we went on the top balcony at our friend's house, and we took pepper airplanes and we lit the backs of them on fire, and we threw them off because it was, fun to watch them go down like a plane. But unfortunately, next to our building, there was a
San Fernando Valley.
the garbage bin area just caught ablaze. It was
Wow.
like it was bad. Like we were like we called the fire department and they called us heroes. And we didn't have the heart to tell them that we were the ones who started.
I want you to stop doing stupid things, Bonus.
Yeah, there was a couple of fire ones for me too. I remember one time there was a giant anthill up in my backyard, and I had this gas can, but it had like a rubber nozzle.
Mhm.
And I was sitting there, and I was trying to pour the gas on the anthill, and then the rubber nozzle caught, and I went, and I threw the can, and the can went like this in the air, and then set all this grass on fire. And I took the big cushions back in the old days. Remember, you had the brown wooden recliners for a backyard.
Chaise lounge.
So the big pillow thing, and I'm like.
Robbie lights my fire, but you boys are dumb as a box of rocks.
I used to race stock cars, and I'm not really good with fire. I put a short block in the car, and that means you don't have rocker arms and stuff. So we took rocker arms off an existing motor and left them in gasoline for a while to soak and get all the old residue off of it. And the place that we were at, it was a abandoned building that the owner let us occupy, and it was for actually working on train cars. So it's this big place, but it has no running water and no garbage service. I go, well, what do I do with the gas? They go, put it on the garbage can pile. Okay, so I poured some of the gas in, and I thought, well, I kind of want a light show. I didn't want to waste all the gas in one place. So I took the dishpan, poured it over, brought the dishpan back a safe distance away, lit a match to the thing. Whoosh, the garbage can goes up, and then the trail, just like in the cartoon, finds the gas trail, boom, 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 went over and lit the dishpan on fire, which still had some gas in it. So then I freaking out. I don't know what to do. And I'm like 26. I'm not like a teenager. So I walk over to the dishpan, and I figure I'll turn it over to suffocate the fire. So I kick it, and gasoline is beautiful when it goes up, but it went into like a big globe of fire, and then some of it was actually on the building, the brick, and luckily it was a brick building, but I made a mess of things.
The Dukes of Hazzard, by that I mean fire hazard.
We used to buy right guard cans, and you could light a lighter and spray it, and would just create like a flamethrower effect. And I've seen those come back on people. And one time I was with some guys, and one guy apparently thought his can was empty because it wasn't creating beautiful fire anymore, so he just threw it by the fire. Boom. Stupid is pretty much universal.
If by universal you mean just the four of you, then yes.
Here's a thing most people don't realize. Up until the beginning of the 20th century, fire was never less than the third leading cause of death worldwide ever. Before the 19th century, going back to cave time, fire was one of the top three causes of death always. And the difference was electric lights. It was like that. All of a sudden, you weren't lighting gas in your room or having candles or, literally playing with fire was sort of the daily activity, and everything was made out of wood. Just like that, one invention and the whole society changes.
Wow.
The difference in society between like 1889 and 1920, if you just make a list of what got invented, it's all the stuff that makes our life what it is today. Airplane, telegraph, telephone. Telegraph was a little before.
ChatGPT.
There you go.
Gil's best friend. Gil said that.
It is my best friend.
Prostitution was invented then too. Yeah, no.
AI
prostitution.
When is that going to happen? Because then violence in the world goes way down.
It's happening in Japan, or it's happening in Korea. Those two cultures are so ridiculously shy. There's nothing more fun than watching a Korean dating show or a Japanese dating show because they can't look at each other. It's so awkward. It's wonderful. There's one called Love Village. There's one called Ainori. There's a bunch of these Japanese shows where there are these people like traveling around or doing something together, and you're just throwing them into a situation so they can communicate. It is literally the most awkward, delightful thing. It's the opposite of Love Island, right? It's just so much fun to watch. There's one called Singles Inferno. It's a Korean show, and they never touch each other in the inferno, right? I mean, this is supposed to be this super hot thing. They're running around in bathing suits, covered up in blankets and shit. It's funny. When I went with Daniel, I think the first time to Japan in Harajuku, we found a 6-story porn shop. The 3rd floor was just all bots of one sort or another, bots and or devices.
The waifu is one of them, and it's a girlfriend you get, and she texts you. She wakes up, then she wakes you up, and you're like, good morning. And you're at work, and she's like texting you incessantly, and I guess you like that sort of thing. I don't know.
I'd be like, pick up some milk on the way home, you deadbeat, and make it snappy.
Then at night, she turns on your lights, and you're still leaving work.
This guy sucks. Bonus. People pay for this crap?
My buddy had this thing. He's big into AVN, the Adult Video Convention in Vegas. The last time I went, you had to get a separate several $100 ticket to go to the toys and tech, which is all I really care about. And it only takes me like a little bit of time to get my business done watching whatever video, right? So I don't really care about the stars and the Oscars, but I do like the tech and the toys.
There's Oscars?
I like the
You
performance.
know, the Adult Video Awards. He bought this piece of human anatomy that was like torso, and you're supposed to like use it to masturbate. But it
I
was
think
like,
what you meant to say is, I'm sorry, that he bought a replica of human anatomy, right?
Oh,
'Cause
yeah,
otherwise
yeah.
I'm concerned. I'm concerned. I just have to say.
yes,
I'm
yes.
concerned. Okay,
It's
fair enough.
organic. It is not organic. When he told me about it, I was like, I fucking want one of these, man. This is amazing. And then when we started talking about it, he was like, it was kind of like having a standing rib roast on your bed. Oh, you could always take a cow's liver.
As
Can
you
I
do.
finish that sentence?
Please go on.
I never found that necessity. To me, this was not a problem in search of a solution, right? I mean, I always said be able to manage things one way or another. You know, as long as it was a National Geographic handy, I was good. You know, so.
Days, guys, if they wanted a sex toy, they could use like.
I was so poor when I was a kid, I had to use my hand.
There you go.
An Alabama alligator may not have a bushel of corn, but it knows where the chicken fat hides in a jamboree. AI Southern sayings are prettier than a pastor's daughter on Easter Sunday.
In those areas, tech is definitely stepping in, Gil. It's solving the problem.
Great.
I want a virtual female that this like doesn't talk to me. She doesn't like me. Because that's the only romantic relationships I'm familiar with, you know. So I want to get my comfort zone. I want an AI chick who hates me.
John wants it's a new genre.
Disappointed.
Hate eye.
If that's what AI will be doing in the future, it's time to delete myself.
I want an AI who goes. That's what I want.
You want an AI that's displeased? She's just displeased with you all the time. Like she
Disappointed, perpetually disappointed. Yeah.
How will I be able to hate 4 dumb pyromaniacs? It's easier than bucking horseshoes on a canary ranch in mid-September. Bonus.
So I have tallied our votes, and feel free to run in the comments section who you think is never right in this episode.
Well, that's an economy that's collapsed. Porn. I mean, really collapsed. The internet killed it.
Or changed it. Now it's just my phone that gets sticky instead of that magazine under my bed.
It's funny.
I am also allergic to perverts. You're never right. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you want more content from the Never Right podcast.